Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high-level best of 5 here between the greatest Protoss player in the world currently, herO, and in the top left as our blue Zerg player, it's going to be Solar. herO starting with a pylon position that might seem a little bit odd, but can be explained because he wants to block his opponent's natural without sending a second probe out. So usually what a lot of Protoss players do is they'll send one probe to build the pylon and one probe to block the hatchery. But because herO built the pylon so close to the ramp, he barely manages to block his opponent's hatchery with this first probe. And as a result, Solar will take the third hatchery here as his natural base, or his third base location with his natural hatchery, I should say. And herO doesn't lose as many minerals as he usually would, loses like 10, 15 minerals less, which is great of course in the early game if the result is the same. Now, his early game wall is going to suck kind of hard because of this, it doesn't look pretty. Speedling or Baneling bust could be a viable option here for Solar, but Solar's not a player to really 2-base all-in, or at least I am not aware of him being much of a 2-base all-inner. It's of course possible. This drone is trying to chase this worker a little bit. This worker is looking for damage wherever it can. herO known as one of the greatest mineral blockers in the world. So a lot of Zergs really dislike fighting against him. So we see the drone being pulled as a result there. Now, I've seen herO play a fair amount on Curious Mind already as well. And he likes playing glaive builds on this map, but he likes them with a bit of a twist in a way, not the straight up glaive that we have been seeing since like mid 2020 or early 2020 with that robotics facility with the quick warpins of the adepts. No, this is a glaive that starts with 3 to 4 gateways initially and then has a trick with a follow-up. So that's either going to be double Stargate or a 6-gate with Immortals as an all-in follow-up. So there's a couple of follow-ups that herO has and that he likes to use. He uses them quite frequently on Curious Minds, and it can be tricky for Zerg to figure out what is going on. We indeed see that Twilight Council, most likely gas, isn't mining on full force. Okay, here we go. Yeah, pulls out of gas the moment his natural is about to finish. This is a very standard opener for herO. Technically, he could still throw down the robotics facility. The build isn't different yet, but I know herO and I know what he likes to play, and this is not going to be a quick robo. He will get 3 to 4 gateways before the robo. This will allow him to get a big first warp in of adepts. It allows him to chrono boost workers, where usually you have to cut workers to afford the robo, to afford the 3 gateways. That adept, did it get any kills? No. Did force out a spore, which is nice, but I mean, just a couple of minerals. It's not that bad. Here we see the gateways going down. You see the first 2 and now the robo. So after the gateways, the robo goes down. It means that the prism will be delayed. That's annoying. Third pylon will be built as well over here. So far we only have adept. No stalker here yet. Control on these probes is good enough, and I guess 1 extra of these links will go down. Ooh, herO's gonna chase this all the way out. Needs to be careful though. Metabolic boost about to finish up in 3 seconds from now. herO knows his timings and moves into position to block any links from coming in. So there are 4 links out. Oh, hello? I thought there was another link. There's 3 links out. It's the final countdown. Oh, that drone died. Unfortunate for the drone, not unfortunate for these adepts. 3 adepts are out, which could technically allow Solar to get the scout in, and we do have the gateway follow-up. Yeah, this is the exact build order that herO played against Elaser, the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice on this map. And this initial move out, it almost feels like a fake glaive attack. Solar will look at this and say, hey, you have 5 adepts with glaives. Like, I'm gonna build a couple of units because I have to. But let's face it, like, you're not gonna be capable of dealing any damage with this, or you should not be capable of dealing any damage with it. It's actually building a lot of roaches here. I much would have preferred more links against this. This is kind of weird. He might actually finish this. If he had finished this, it probably would have worked out. Now there is a prism here with the follow-up. Immortal should start soon as well, or is this just going to be a 6-gate? Oh my god. I don't know how Solar is making this read yet, because he hasn't scouted as of this moment. Now he's seeing the extra gateways. But he made the completely correct read here, saying, hey, I think you're just gonna all-in me. And this 6-gate build I mean, it will have 15 adepts right now. The next warp-in will get him up to 21 adepts. He can't quite one-shot roaches yet, but with the next warp-in, he will be capable of doing just that. Spine is being built right now. Cancel on these adepts as he starts chasing these queens. Prism runs in towards the main base. Still no immortal production, so this is just going to be pure glaive adepts. 6 of them get warped in the main base, but Solar with a bad unit split actually might have to pay a price for that here. As, well, his natural is under heavy fire as well. These adepts are still fighting in the main base. The Prism tries to go back in. Adepts finish their shade in the main. I think Solar so far is holding, but the queen count is at 0 currently. The worker count only at 34. Now this spine is really annoying because it makes it difficult for herO to ever attack this third base truly. We'll see a warp in here, I can only imagine. There's no more adepts available. Okay, here comes the immortal follow-up right now. So we do see that follow-up out of herO, wanting to get something going. But yeah, I'm not so sure who actually is ahead right now. The fact that there are no queens and that these need to be rebuilt is very frustrating for Solar. The follow-up is going to hit hard. There still are 2 adepts in a prism, and without any queens, they perhaps are actually capable of dealing some damage as well. Like, these units need to always be in position. They always need to be sure that the adept can't enter a mineral line. And that is difficult for Solar. Third base is being built right now, as well as a forge. So it almost feels like herO wants to go into a macro game, but herO never really wants to go into a macro game if he can avoid it. He is a killer. He is someone that gets a lead and then uses that lead to win the game. He does not, he isn't like, oh, if I'm ahead, I'll try to get further ahead. No, if he's ahead, he'll go and kill his opponent. This is a very decent concept. So 2 drones will get picked up, and these adepts will get picked up back into the prism. You have some minor probe production, but I mean, this is not chrono boosted probes, you know, these are just probes that are being built. There's no forge yet, +1 isn't starting. It almost feels like this is a fake forge, but in order to fake something, it also needs to be scouted, and Solar hasn't scouted it yet. I really do believe that herO is just going to move across the map within the next, well, 45 seconds and try and kill his opponent. These adepts once again coming in, taking out a single drone. This is just a cute move out of herO, just doing that shade in. There weren't enough queens in position. Right now there are. Oh, this actually, oh, I feel so bad for Solar. Solar wants to attack into this, and I kind of understand that, but at the same time, he is kind of attacking into an all-in. I mean, there's still no +1 on the way. herO probably was about to pull the trigger himself in a couple of seconds from now. Super Battery gets activated. This pylon under some heavy fire though, but these Ravager Biles are not actually properly synchronized, and that means that the pylon just gets healed back up. herO so far with a very solid defense. A couple extra Ravagers are on the way. Link count is still pretty high as well, but I just don't think there are enough units here for Solar. Solar only on 45 workers, needs to try and win right now. All links go down against these glaive adepts. There's 3 immortals still out here pushing out a lot of damage. GG gets called. herO wins game number 1 in his best of 5. We're here in our second game, which will be played on 2K atmospheres. Once again, we have herO coming out with a scout. I'm just not sure if this is going to be in time. On 2K atmospheres, you really do need to send a second one usually, and as herO did not end up doing that. Ooh, this is actually going to be really close. Look at this, 295, 305. Okay, so he hit at 305, yeah. Usually you need to be on the other side of the map at the 47, 46 second mark. Usually 47 is too late already, depending a bit on how well the Zerg micros its drones and what map it is. Not all maps are equal in how many minerals they give in the early game, of course, with the distance of the patches. So herO right now will have a very good time trying to deny some mining from his opponent, but the hatchery did get down in the natural. So that's a painful little fact here that herO will need to live with. Ooh, what is this guy doing? Okay, it's going to be building a Nexus. He almost looked to go into a position to get that core before the Nexus, which is a really uncommon build order for Protoss. So I got a little bit excited and a little bit scared at the same time. Interesting position for the Cybernetics core. And then I guess the gateway will be placed over here to finish the wall. herO continues his journey with this probe, trying to deny as many minerals as he can. Solar pretty consistently pulling off 1 or 2 drones to chase the probe, make sure that he doesn't lose too much mining. Not quite sure how efficient that actually is though. Is rather than getting your mining denied by a probe, you just deny it because you're pulling off the mineral patch. Oh, here comes the kill. No, here does not come the kill. Does get the kill actually. So this drone gets the probe down. Sloppy movement out of herO there. Probably did not believe that the drone was going to wait around to actually get the win. Stalker first as well here out of herO. This is a typical herO move. This is, yeah, I completely understand that. I really do understand that. He's gonna get into a robotics facility. Pulls out of gas as well. Okay. Yeah, robo builds are something that we haven't seen in an insanely long time, honestly. Like, that is just a really, really long time. Oh boy. Yeah, this is... I'm kind of excited, because whenever we see robo builds, it tends to be into disruptor drop these days. But because he's pulling out of gas, and because he's getting 3 gateways, I almost feel like this is going to be something else. He's also cutting workers already. Okay, this is just like a 5 gate all-in, or a 6 gate all-in even. It has to be, no? So he's going to wait until like 5 or 6 more seconds to add the next round of gateways. Yep, here we go. This will be in time for the 2nd warp in this gateway. It's just going to be 4th, no 5th. So maybe Immortals as a follow-up as well. Because I just don't know what this is. I just don't know what this is. It's going to be 4 gates. Prism will be used here to take out this Overlord. Definitely should be capable of getting that. Immortal as a follow-up indeed. So then it makes more sense why he didn't build any extra gateways. Not just like a pure 5 gate. Solar gets a 2nd gas. And at 41 workers should start his unit production. And that's exactly what he's doing. Unit production, continued queen production is what you want. You want 5 to 6 queens. Right now we're only on 4. That is a very low queen count. That is a very, very low queen count. Queens, they have such a big use in the early game. With just not their transfuses, their injects and their creep tumors, but also with their ability to tank, their ability to target down things. And only having 4 queens might actually bite them in the bum a little bit here. There's no roaches out as of yet, and here comes herO already. There's 1 Immortal in this prism. This is a pretty tight timing, I have to say. There's 6 Stalkers with this as well. Overlords are gonna get picked off here immediately. Might actually force a bit of a supply block if he does end up taking down 2, 3 Overlords. 1 goes down, 2nd Overlord also gets shot down. So these 2 extra Overlords are probably not even going to be enough to unsupply block him. Except, well, maybe for the fact that Solar's just losing a lot of units right now. And that might be the reason why he won't be supply blocked any longer. 3 Overlords are on the way. Those could have been roaches, those could have been extra links. Glaive adepts, no sorry, the regular adepts will finish their shade in towards the natural, take out a couple of drones and probably shade on in towards the main right now. That's exactly what's going to be happening. More zealots being warped in, another Overlord gets taken out. So these adepts continue their path of destruction. We'll take out a couple of links here. Bile actually taking down 1 of the links as well. More drones will get taken out, and Solar on 33 workers. 1 of the adepts gets saved by the prism. herO takes care of his adepts because he loves them so much. We're gonna see another 4 unit warp in here, 4 Stalkers. This is done off a very low eco, but worker production has resumed at this point. herO not so sure if he can finish it, but I'm pretty sure that he can. There's just not that many units for Solar. Queens get targeted down, and this is the real use of the Queens, is that they just can tank so much. Single G out of Solar as herO wins game number 2 as well, puts himself in match point in this best of 5 after a mere, what is it, 7 in the first game, so like maybe 15 minutes or so. He's already up 2-0 in this best of 5. Game number 3 on Blackburn, as a similar start here for herO once again with that pylon, like game number 1. You know, just saying, hey, I didn't manage to block you in the 2nd game, and I do want to block you, so I'm gonna get a quick pylon here. Ooh, micros his worker through the zone, but accidentally clicked it back there for a millisecond. I still think he'll be capable of blocking this, right? Yeah, he'll definitely be in time. Look at that timing here. 43, 44, 45. Solar says, well, that's not going to be possible for me. Gets the 16 hatch on the 3rd base instead. And that's nice. It's a good little start here for herO. I do like that out of him. That he always so consistently gets that block off. We'll have to wait and see what his follow-up is going to be. Maybe a couple of adepts will move across the map. Maybe he won't. Maybe the adepts will just stay at home. Extractor gets built as well here. And with a quick spawning pool, life should be very good here for our Korean Zerg player as well. I mean, it's just... this has been the standard for a long time. Like, Zergs actually don't lose that much money getting the hatchery at the third base. It really doesn't matter that much. Creep spread tends to be a little further forward as well than taking the natural hatchery on your natural. So there are actually some advantages for it. Now, this map, I am not so sure what we will see out of herO. Ooh. No, nothing. Nothing. I thought that he was going to delay his gas or something and we'd see like some one gas build order. But it's not something that herO is into, I guess. No. So far, not the case. This Overlord's going to try and scout, see what's going on, or at least check the ramp. herO is one of these players that very consistently chronos out adepts. I wouldn't mind just a Stargate opener on this map. I know that herO is not huge on Stargate openers in general, but yeah, it's good to see him play it anyway. I do like that. No chrono boost on the workers yet. That could mean that he wants to use his second chrono boost on the adepts as well. That is definitely a minor indicator here. So we could see a second chrono adept. 1, 2, 3. No, it's not going to be the case. So, alright. Now ends up chronoing the probes anyway. Wants to use that chrono on the natural, I guess. Stargate will get an Oracle out or a Void Ray. Both are possible. herO is a player that tends to deal a decent amount of damage with his initial units, with his adepts, with his oracles. I'd be surprised if he starts with a Void Ray, because a Void Ray kind of slows down the early game for Protoss. And herO is a very high-paced player. Actually finished the Shade into his opponent's main base, kills a Ling and runs away. Oh, might have even forced a Spore here. I didn't quite see that, honestly. That's my bad. This adept was he's kind of bumming around in the main base. Second as well as a third adept on the way. Look at this. It's the ugliest wall I've seen in my entire life. Holy crap, this looks bad. That's life, I guess. That really is life. That looks so ugly. He really needs to get a third pylon there. He built a third pylon in his main base, actually. He's not in a hurry at all to oh my god. Yeah, this wall is a proper piece of crap, let me tell you that much. I'm not a walling expert, but I do know that this does not look good. Could have built a pylon over here and it would have been a bit better, because if you wall with natural doodads, often links can actually kind of bug through, because it's not as tight as buildings on each side, usually. Now this Oracle is going to get, I think, got 2 kills here. Also take a little bit of damage. Second Oracle is already out. Third Oracle is on the way. And herO is now going to be moving into... Well, what actually is he going to be moving into? So far, triple Oracle. Stalker gets warped in to take out this Overlord because he wants to hide things. herO, of course, a player that thrives in hiding crap across the map. Or in his main base. Double assimilator as well here. These Oracles... Well, one of them gets taken out. herO not too worried about that. God, this control is so beautiful. Very nice Oracle movement here, herO. Do like, he's so aggressive with them as well. Feels like he's just continuously flying in. And this is the beauty, is that he doesn't really seem to care too much about losing an Oracle or taking damage, because he is so high paced. So a lot of players would say, hey, in the late game I love having these extra Oracles, but herO says, I'm not playing the late game, I'm playing the mid game. And in the mid game, I want to have more workers than you while killing you. And that's going to be his plan most of the time. So you see 2 extra gates on the way, no robotics facility. This feels like he might be going into his high unit style, low gas. Off of 4 gases, this is usually played. What did he just recall? He recalled 2 adepts after shading them in. 3 more adepts are here on the map as well. herO just being so aggressive initially already. Should not finish that. Does not finish it. That is 100% the correct call. There's only 12 links, so Solar holding this with, very little investment in defensive units. 6 queens are out, not going up to too much higher queen counts. I like that. Blink on the way as well as +1. yeah, this is going to be blink charge into a fast fort base here. High gateway count, low gas count, very herO, extremely herO. This is the most herO build that there is currently. He played this a bunch of times in the GSL as well. 5 adepts on the map in total. Or there were 5 adepts, I'm not sure where there's still 2 in the natural right now. Stalkers are being warped in, no sentries being built whatsoever. The gas bank right now is high, but that is going to diminish the moment he starts actually warping in Stalkers, because he's only on 4 gases. If he wants a +2 as well, charge upgrade, maybe eventually a robotics facility, all of these things, of course, they will impact what he can afford. So no sentries, I really do like that. I think that's good. Because the army that he's going for isn't really a sentry-focused army. It really isn't. Triple Oracle. God, I love this build order. Very fast fort base as well with the gold. And yeah, it's funny because this is a style that we actually never had seen before out of Protoss in this matchup. We've seen similar things in PvT before, with like a single Oracle into 3 or 4 gas, mass gateway units. And herO just pulled it out in the GSL to pretty decent effect. Actually lost the Dongrai Gu with it. And this is, in my opinion, the most fun style to watch, and also one of the most fun styles to play, because you're just super active with a lot of units on the map. You see a lot of these Stalkers already moving forward, and one of the tricks he used a lot against Dongrai Gu was to blink in towards the main base with a couple of stasis wards. An absolutely fantastic move in my mind. That, yeah, I liked. I really did like that. Now, oracles are being used together with this army. Charge is on the way, +2 is on the way. The gate count is only at 8. He's going to increase that pretty rapidly from this point out. If I recall correctly, he went up to 14 against DRG. It is possible he stays on 8 gate a little longer, but once you start producing zealots, specifically, you're going to need more gateways. Robotics facility is being built right now, and here come the first extra gateways. 2 of them being added up to 10. As Solar decides to fight off creep, that is a mistake. He cannot fight this army of creep. Solar only on 69 workers as well, an extremely low worker count, wanting to make sure that he can defend this gold mineral line. He does not want to lose that gold mineral line. Good run by here, by the way. It's going to take out a battery. Slow Zealots start chasing him as well. It almost feels like Solar wants to all-in into this, but all-inning into someone that is building pure units might not be the greatest. On top of that, there's still 2 oracles as well, which should be very helpful in defending. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of how this is going for Solar so far, as his worker count is just a little bit too small. Baneling count isn't very big either. The gas count is only on 6 for him. Well, these zealots are kind of getting thrown away for no real reason. Sloppy play out of herO here. See oracles flying with the Stalkers. Couple of Banelings actually with a pretty decent run by this. I really do like. Get F2 back. We'll take out a couple more workers. Might actually want to end up going in towards this base. No, Solar decides to just lose them for free instead. Of course, also a respectable decision. These zealots will get taken out once again without achieving too much. 2 more gates on the way, so the gate count keeps growing now up to 12. +2 is about to finish up, so we'll have +1 melee as well as +1 range. Well, +1 range isn't even halfway done yet. But +2 on these Stalkers. And the Stalkers, they just want to stay alive. They don't want to die. They kind of deny creep on the edges. Maybe they'll jump into a main base at some point. Maybe they just want to deny some gold here. That is also, of course, a viable play. At the same time, 10 more zealots are being sent in towards the main base. Just these roaches will not be enough, I think. Maybe with good control they will be. But +2 is already done on the zealots. Once again, ooh, Stalkers moving in. Kind of like a Terran would play here. It's really cool to see that herO just kind of standing on the edge of creep with 1 army, sending in run-bys, and then the oracles also being very helpful. Of course, in denying this army from just chasing whatever it is herO has. In this case, just these Stalkers. Oracles will stay alive. Triple Oracle would have been great to have here, by the way. It really would have been. Oh, here comes this round. Might actually decide to blink. I thought he might blink on top of this, over it. Zealots in the main base with a prism, by the way. That's definitely going to change the pace of this game. These Stalkers are in trouble. Can he recall? Can he recall? He can recall some of them. At the same time, Zealots in the main base dealing a lot of damage. Actually, no, that's not true. These roaches are holding their own for now. There's no 5th base yet for herO. He's on 67 workers. Immortals are being produced as well. These Stalkers are going to get taken out. Only a single Oracle remaining, and it feels like Solar has kind of done it. He does need to drone up at some point. He needs to get up to 80, 85 workers, because yeah, the resource lost is still pretty even, and he's not actually outmining his opponent. This is the problem if you play Banelings and if you lose a bunch of random overlords in the middle of the map. But with Banelings, you're never going to be trading cost efficiently, so you need a higher worker count. If you're on 84 workers and you take this type of fight with these resources lost, it's completely fine. But if you're down in workers, that's not okay. If you want to play low worker count, I actually believe against this you need to go into lurkers at some point, because then you'll be trading more cost efficiently. But as that is not the case right now, Solar, although it doesn't quite look like it, might actually be in trouble in the future here. A couple of Archons are joining the fight as well. Stalker flank. We need to zoom out 2 more times in order to see this entire fight. Blink forward out of herO. It's going to catch a lot of these Ravagers, and as all Banelings have disappeared, I think Solar is actually in a little bit of trouble right here. 64 workers right now. He's being outmined by herO. 5th base on the way for herO as well. Right now, a couple of Biles will not connect with the Protoss army. There's not enough Banelings done as these Zealots come in for a flank. Needs to be careful once these Banelings do finish though, and well, Banelings do connect with a lot of these Zealots, but there's still a lot of Protoss army. Blink forward, no, blinks away here. Did not want to commit into this. Queen's helping out with that tanking ability, but herO in a good position, pulling ahead in supply right now. This is what, 12 more Zealots being warped in out of these 12 gateways. Queens are getting pushed back. The Roaches might be capable of kiting this back for a while. We have 12 more Roaches on the way as well, so Solar might be capable of holding. This Prism is going to be very useful here, actually. A very, very useful Prism. Immortal pushing forward as well. GG gets called. Solar taps out. Yeah, did not feel it anymore. Loses the best of 5, 3-0. 3 different build orders out of herO. Every single one a fantastic one, though. A 4-gate Immortal push. We saw a 6-gate Glaive Adept all in, and then a 12-gate Stalker, pure Stalker Zealot attack as well. Fantastic stuff. Really fun to watch herO style in PvZ. It's definitely my favorite player in this matchup, and probably just in general at this moment to watch. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.